Good morning, students. Let us start analysis of bull mock cat 12. We'll be covering quant DI section. Okay, let us start. It was an average paper, less number of questions which were difficult, but the difficult questions were very difficult. Yeah, question number 1, very difficult. Let us start. It says, in the temple town of Varanasi, the spires of the temples of Kashi Vishwanath. I'm considering this as I don't have any better explanation. I'll be repeating the same explanation that is given in the answer key. Let us take this Kashi Vishwanath temple as A, Sankat Mochan as B, this Tilbandeshwar as C, and Durga as D. Now what are the conditions given? First of all, I'm coming to the fourth last line. Given that Durga is due east of Kashi Vishwanath. So if I take Kashi Vishwanath here, Durga will be here, due east of. So that will be a straight line only. And if I continue this line, and that Tilbandeshwar is further north than either of these temples. It means C is in north of A or D. It means C will lie here in the north. So let us start now. The spire of Kashi Vishwanath temple, which I have taken as A, is the same distance from Sankat Mochan. It means AB, as Tilbandeshwar is from Sankat Mochan. It means BC, and Durga is from Tilbandeshwar. It means CD. AB is equal to BC is equal to CD. That is the first condition given. Now furthermore, the spires of Tilbandeshwar and Durga are same distance from Kashi Vishwanath as Sankat Mochan is from Durga. Once again, furthermore, the spires of Tilbandeshwar, it means C, and Durga, which is D, are the same distance from Kashi Vishwanath, it means A. So meaning of this line is AC is equal to AD is equal to, if I continue this line, are the same distance from Kashi Vishwanath as Sankat Mochan is from Durga. Sankat Mochan is from Durga, it means BD. So these two conditions are given. So if I draw a graph, if I draw a figure of that, it comes out to be this way. Let it be B, it be C. That is the only possibility of taking all these temples. Now, what is given? AB is equal to BC is equal to CD. Also, AC also blue lengths are equal, and red lengths with the marking, they are also equal. We want to know can you find the bearing of Sankat Mochan spire from that of Kashi Vishwanath? So we want to know the bearing between A and B. It means we want to know this angle. As you can see from the options, 3 options are in north. So I'll consider this angle by taking the options. Now this is a question of similarity only. By taking similarity we can solve it. As we know, whenever two triangles are similar, or we can say whenever two triangles are similar, the ratio of corresponding sides, that is also equal. But when this ratio becomes 1:1, then two triangles become congruent to each other. Now we can take triangles. If I take triangle ACD and triangle DBA. ACD and triangle DBA, of course you can see, since corresponding sides are equal, that's why these two triangles are congruent to each other. If they are congruent to each other, angle will also be same. So if I consider this angle, let me use another color. This angle, let it be x. It will also be x, because ADB triangle, that is an isosceles triangle. Why? Because AD is equal to BD. So we can take that angle as x. Now this will be x with the same logic, and this will be x. Are you getting me, guys? Please confirm. How ABD is x. Okay, Amrita, you can take triangle ABD. In triangle ABD, AD is equal to DB. Why? Since that is given in the question, that's why we can consider that this is an isosceles triangle. Of course, in an isosceles triangle, whenever two sides are equal, angles opposite to that two sides, they are also equal. That's why I'm taking it x. Yes, with the same logic, I have taken ACD triangle. Since both the triangles were congruent, that's why I'm taking angles to be the same. Now, if I take this triangle, one angle is known, which is x, and we know that total of all the angles in a triangle is always 180 degree. That's why it will be 180 minus 2x. This angle, excuse me. So since the total was x, so it comes out to be 3x minus 180 degree, the remaining angle, because the total was x. 3x minus 180. Now I can consider triangle ABC. If I consider triangle ABC, of course the total of all the angles should be 180 degree. So it will be 3x minus 180. This angle plus one time more. Why? Because AB is equal to BC. It will be an isosceles triangle. Once again, with the same logic, if we extend this logic in another triangle, we'll get one more 3x minus 180 plus this small angle x. The total should be 180 degree in this case. That's why we can calculate x value, which comes out to be 72 degree, and this blue angle will be 18 degree. That is the answer in this question. Difficult question, avoidable. Yeah, any problem in this? Lots and lots of congruent triangles. Should I move further? Okay, Shalini, how come BAC is 3x minus 180? Okay, let us see. See, Shalini, we have taken BAD as x, and we are getting, can I break BAD into two parts? That is BAC plus angle CAD. Obviously that will be equal to x. And CAD we have taken as 180 minus 2x. If we solve it, we are just balancing here. That's why. Is it okay now, Shalini? Okay. Are you okay with the explanation? Huge explanation it was. Still any problem in this? We could go by options as well. You can take the values and you can satisfy all the triangles. Okay, Jugal, see. Once again. Angle ABD, that is x. Why so? Because AD is equal to BD. Here I am considering triangle ABD. Since triangle ABC is congruent to triangle BCD, that's why we can consider, with the congruency logic, we can consider that DBC will be equal to 3x minus 180. That's why I have taken this as 3x minus 180, and the total of this angle will be x plus 3x minus 180. Is it okay now? We are actually taking two pairs of triangles, ABD and ACD, they both are congruent. Then we can take ABC and BCD, they both are congruent. Actually, we are juggling between these two pairs of congruent triangles. Okay, let us move. I think now there will be no problem. Okay, question number 2, let me correct this. This is x cube and this is x square. Yeah, any problem in this? Good question on data sufficiency. Whenever you have a question of algebra in data sufficiency, obviously you can expect any level. We can make any level in data sufficiency in algebra, and that too is inequality. It's a difficult part actually. Yeah, any problem in this? Yes, Amrita. See, if I take first statement which says x is less than 0, that is x is negative, we cannot answer the question that x cube is greater than x or not. Why so? If I take x as minus 2, in that case x cube will be equal to minus 8. But if I take x as minus 1, then x cube will be equal to minus 1. So in that case they both will be equal, but in the previous case they both will not be equal. So in this range we are getting contradictory statements, so we cannot take first statement alone. Is it okay, Amrita? Okay, let us take now second statement. It says x square is greater than x. If I take this statement, either we can judge that x is negative. Why so? Because if I take square of any negative number, it will become positive. Or we can conclude that x will be more than 1. Why so? Because that is a crucial range in case of inequality. If I take 0 to 1, for example, if I take 0.5 and if I take square of that, it will be 0.25. So by taking square, by taking higher power, the value will decrease. That's why we cannot consider this interval, that is 0 to 1. So by taking second statement, we can conclude these two things, that either x is negative or x is more than 1. That's why if I take x more than 1 or x negative, once again we are getting the same number, x is equal to minus 1. Again we are getting contradictory two statements. Are you getting me, Amrita? Now it means what? That by using either statement alone we cannot answer this question. But what if I club these two statements? If I club these two statements, if I take intersection of these two statements, the only thing I'll get is x is negative. That is the same statement as 1. Once again we can take that example, that x is equal to minus 1, again contradictory. That's why fourth option, even both statements together are not sufficient to answer this question. Is it okay? Why not statement 2? Okay, Amrita, see, if I take statement 2, I'll get these two things. Now you can take any number. For example, if I take x as minus 2, or we can take x as minus 1. Both are in second statement. Now if I take x minus 2, x cube will be equal to minus 8. And in case of minus 1, x cube will be equal to minus 1. Now in the second case, x cube is equal to x. but in first case x cube will be less than x. Since I am getting multiple answers, that's why we cannot consider second statement alone. Is it okay with you now? Amrita, see, how can we solve data sufficiency? By taking second statement alone, we have to answer our question. What is my question? Is x cube more than x? So by second statement alone, we can consider the result I am getting is either x will be more than 1 or x will be negative. I have to consider both these range. So by taking various values of x, I want to answer my original question, that was x cube is more than x or not. Since in one case I am getting x cube less than x, in another case I am getting x cube is equal to x. That's why we are not able to answer this question. Is it okay? Yes. Okay, let us move, Amrita. Question number 9. It was a nice question, very good one. Yeah, any problem in this? Should I move further? Please write explain in the chat box. Okay, Ashwini. Mohan has the habit of always pouring his tea from the cup into the saucer before drinking it. You could go by options, but it's better if you deal in variables. He fills the cup and the saucer to only 80% of their capacity. It means he is filling the cup up to 80% and he is filling the saucer up to 80%. He also does not drink any tea which is below the 20% mark in the saucer. If he has to pour the tea from the cup into the saucer at least 3 times before emptying the cup. See, what is the thing here? You have a cup and a saucer. Now, let the cup's capacity be x and saucer's capacity to be y. Now, what is the thing given? He fills the cup up to 80%. It means 0.8x. He is taking this much tea into the cup. He also does not drink any tea which is below the 20% mark in the saucer. At the very first step, he is pouring the tea into the saucer. So, he will fill the saucer up to 80%, that is 0.8y. That is the first step. Now below 20% he is leaving the tea. It means 0.6y he has taken. Then second time he is pouring the tea and filling the saucer up to 80% mark. It means now he is pouring 0.6y because 0.2y is already present in the saucer. Third time also he is pouring 0.6y, and after the third step the cup is empty. It means that should be the condition, and that's it. Now you can solve it. You can get the ratio for x and y. Is it okay, Ashwini and Varsha? It was a good logical question. Lengthy question actually, statement wise. Okay, let us move. Number system. You should have good command on numbers and squares and cubes. Okay, Tapan. Surya and Mandar each have a set of building bricks in the shape of identical wooden cubes. Surya found that with her set she could arrange them all to form a square or fit them all together to form a larger cube. It means the number of cubes should be a perfect square as well as perfect cube. Now what is the question asked? How many bricks do both put together have? As we know, a number which is a perfect square and a perfect cube, it should be something raised to power 6. So let us start with 2 raised to power 6. That is 64. It can be 3 raised to power 6 as well. What is 3 raised to power 6? 729. But see the question. It says how many bricks do both put together have? It cannot have 729 because all the options are less than 29. So the only option left is 2 raised to power 6, 64. It means Surya definitely will have 64 cubes with him. Is it okay, Tapan? Are you getting me? Now, Mandar, after much experimenting, found that although he couldn't match Surya's feet, he could arrange all his brick to form 3 squares of different size in 2 distinct ways. It means if Mandar has m number of cubes, it means that m could be written as sum of 3 squares in 2 distinct ways, and further, having done that, rearrange them to form 2 square. It means there is one more way, that is sum of 2 squares. Now, if I go by options, I am taking one wrong option, one correct option. Suppose I have 89. 89 minus 64 if I take, that will represent the number of cubes with Mandar. Okay, 89 minus 64 is what? 25. Now, 25 cannot be written as sum of 3 squares. Let us start. If I take 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square, that is more than 2 raised to 25. That's why this option is dropped. Shalini Bharti, which step you are talking about? If I take, okay, that is the meaning of the line. Mandar, after much experimenting, found that although he could not match Surya's feet, he could arrange all his brick to form 3 squares of different size. Of course, if you are making a square with different bricks, suppose you are making 3 by 3 square, definitely the number of bricks you require is 3 into 3, that is 3 square. That's why we are taking squares here. Is it okay? Okay, so my numbers should be expressed in 3 different ways, and they are sum of 3 squares in 2 distinct ways and sum of 2 squares. Now, if I come to 153, now if I subtract 153 minus 64, if I take this, I'll get 89. And now we can go by hit and trial, totally hit and trial. This question was 89. This 89 can be written as 8 square plus 5 square. Again, we'll go by hit and trial. How come? If I take, as I know, before 89, the perfect square is 81. If I take, suppose, 81, I'm left with 8, which is not a perfect square. That's why that is left. If I take 64, that is the square, complete square before 81, 64. So we are left with 25. It means 89 can be written as 8 square plus 5 square. Once again, I'm writing this in the same manner. As we know, this 5 square can be written as 3 square plus 4 square. You must be aware of Pythagorean triplets. Now, if I take 7 square, that is 49. If I subtract 49 from 89, I'm left with 40. So that can be written as 6 square plus 2 square. Since 89 is satisfying all these 3 conditions, that's why what is the answer? It will be second option. You could manage this question actually, because we are talking about smaller squares here. Is it okay? Let us move. 12th was easy actually. I didn't get why I'm getting difficult question. 12th is reported as difficult question by all the students. It was a simple plain question. Usage of AP. Any problem in 12th and 13th? 13th was a good question actually. Yeah, any problem in 12th and 13th? 13th, okay. Let us start, Jugal. All numbers from 1 to 150 are written in base 6 notation. How many of these will not contain any 0? Let us see. Our range is 1 to 150. As we know, whenever we take a number, for example, if I take say 24, that is in decimal notation, and we want to convert this number into base 6. What is the criteria? That is successive division. We will write quotient here and remainder here. So my number can be represented as 40. Now what was the question? From 1 to 150, how many numbers are there which are, when converted in base 6, does not contain any 0? Now can I say, of course, if I'm getting remainder 0 at the very first step, of course the number should be divisible by 6. So we will take all the numbers which are divisible by 6. Obviously when they converted in base 6, they will end in a 0. That's why 150 by 6, are you getting me guys? 25 numbers are here which will end in 0 when converted in base 6. Please confirm, you getting me? Jugal. Now, if I take 150, that is the biggest number, if I convert this, my number will be 410. It means we can talk about up to 3-digit numbers. So if we talk about up to 3-digit numbers, and if we talk about number of zeros, so either my number can be of this form, which is ending in 0, this form, all 2-digit numbers which are ending in 0, or of this form. In the middle we have 0. Now, first two categories we have considered, they will give you 25 numbers. Now, if we talk about middle digit as 0, how can we calculate this? If I take any number, say, see, if we want any number when dividing any digit I am getting here, at the second step we need a 0 here. It means we need a number at the second step which is a multiple of 6. It can be 6, it can be 12, it can be 18, and so on up to. So if we talk about 37, say, if we divide it, see, we need a 6 here, we need a multiple of 6 here. It can be 6, 12, and anything it can be. So now you can multiply that. That is 36. It means I can take any number from 37 to the next multiple. What is 6 into 7? That is 41. So I can start from 37, go up to 41. Is it okay with you? Now, if I take 12 here, it will give you 72. So I can start from 73. If I take 13 here, it will give you 78. So I can go up to 77. So we will consider all these ranges. We can go from 109 to 113. Rashmita, why do we need second digit as 0? Because that is a question only. Question says all numbers from 1 to 150 are written in base 6 notation. How many of these will not contain any 0? See, my question is not this way, that how many numbers are there which will not end in 0. It should not contain 0 at any place. So we have considered all the numbers which are ending with 0, and they are 25, because plainly they were those numbers which are divisible by 6. At the first level, at the first division, they will give you 0 as the remainder. Now, we are considering middle digit. Middle digit 2 should not be 0. We are considering those numbers. Is it okay? Okay, if I consider like this, we will get these many ranges. We will consider these number also, and they are 20, 25 from the previous case, 20 from this case. So we are getting 45 numbers, and we will subtract them. Is it okay with you? See, we cannot take 43 here. Why so? We can divide it. If I am getting 7 here and we divided it, we'll get 1 here. But we need 0 as the middle digit. That's why Tapan, because 0 at the first place means all the 2-digit number that we have considered. 0 in the first place does not mean anything. Okay, let us move now. We have 14th. Difficult calculation actually if you are not comfortable in calendar. 15th was very easy. Just hit and trial. 14th, any problem? Amrita, are you okay with the calendar concept? After every 7 days, we'll get the same day. It says Ricky was born on February 29th of 2012, which happened to be a Wednesday. 29th February 2012. It is given as Wednesday. Before starting this question, for example, if I take today is Sunday. If I ask you after 7 days, what will be the day? Of course, it will be a Sunday. After 14 days, we'll get a Sunday. But after 15 days, it will be a Monday. Why so? We know in a week, there are 7 days. And after a week, days repeat. It means if we are taking 15, we will subtract weeks from that. 7 days consists of a week. It means we will subtract 14 from that. And we are getting 1 as the remainder. That one is known as odd day. So if I am getting Sunday today, we will add 1 to that. That's why we will get a Monday here. Is it okay, Amrita? That is a basic concept of calendar actually. Yes, I am applying the same concept here. Since 29th Feb is not present in every year, because we can talk about 29th Feb in leap year only. So let us move to 28th Feb because that is present in every year. 28th Feb 2012, that will be a Tuesday, day before Wednesday. It will be a Tuesday. Now, if I move to next year, 28th Feb 2013, it will be a Thursday here. Because from going to, if you are completing this year, you will get 366 days. Now, if we divide 366 by 7, we will get 52 weeks complete plus 2 days extra. They are known as 2 odd days. That's why we are adding 2 to Tuesday. That's why we are getting Wednesday, Thursday. Is it okay? See, 2012, since it is divisible by 4, that's why this is a leap year. And in a leap year, there are 366 days complete. That's why 28th February 2013 will be a Thursday. If I move to next year, 28th Feb 2014, if I take, it will be nothing but a Friday. It means we are just adding odd days. Now, if I move further, 2015, it will be a Saturday. If I move 2016, now it will be a Sunday. Don't make any mistake here. Since we are on 28th of Feb, 29th Feb will be considered in the next year. If I talk about 28th February 2017, if I take the next year, see, we are doing what? We are just adding odd days here. Now we can talk about 29th Feb, since I'm getting a leap year here. 29th Feb 2016, it will be a Sunday. So simply, we could add odd days here. From first year, we are getting 2 odd days. From this year, we are adding 1. Next year, 1 odd day. Next year, 1 odd day. So, we are getting in total how many odd days? We are getting February 29th to February 29th. The complete 4 years we are taking, and in this complete 4 years we are getting 5 odd days. Are you getting me or not? We are getting 5 odd days. Is it okay? We are actually trying to make a cycle. So we started from 29th February 2012. Then we came to 29th February 2016, and we are getting 5 odd days. Since we know that after every 7 days, the days are repeating, that's why we can go for any multiple of 5 which is a multiple of 7 also. Directly you can do that. If you are not comfortable in that, you can write the whole thing. Again 5 odd day, again 5 odd day, again 5 odd day. Now if I take these many days, we'll get how much? 35 days. You could do it directly. See, we actually want to take a multiple of 7 and we are getting 5 at the first place. So we can go for any 5's multiple which is a multiple of 7 also. Directly you could see it is 35. It means when we will get 35 odd days, they will repeat. So it means 2012 and 2040. On 29th of February, there will be same day. It means after every 28 years, you are getting a same day. Now you can add 28 to this. We can take 2068. Again 2096. Now we can add 28 to that and so on. Now his age was 101 years. Now we can get all the years by taking this range. We can go up to, since his age is 101, we can go up to these many years. Is it okay? 2113. We will add up 28. So these many years are possible. Is it okay with you, all of you? Actually, it was not, Amrita. If you are comfortable in calendar concept, you could do it directly. It is a game of number of odd days only. Whenever you have calendar question, just count number of odd days. But attemptable question it was. We can say that this is of medium level. This was not an easy question, but this is not difficult. Okay, let us move. First of all, question number 15, any problem? I think that was easy. Should I move further? Please write explain in the chat box with question number. Since I'm getting no response, let us move. Question number 16. Very good question, very frequent question. I've seen this question many times in many people. Question number 16. Okay, Raman was standing in a queue to book tickets for the latest blockbuster. How many people were there in the queue? Raman was the 20th person from the front of the queue. Okay. Now let us make the arrangement. The very first statement says Raman was the 20th person from the front of the queue. Of course, by using this statement alone, we cannot say anything. We cannot comment upon the number of persons in the queue, because we know that before Raman there are 19 people, but after Raman how many people are standing in that queue? That is not written in this statement. That's why we cannot answer this question. Now if I take second statement alone, it says when Raman counted backwards, he found that his friend Suresh was the 10th person from the back of the queue and there were 8 people between them. Now the data given was after Raman how many people are present. That is the only thing that is given in the second statement. That's why second statement alone is not sufficient, because we don't know number of people before Raman in the queue. Now if I club these two statements, if I make the arrangement, it says Raman was the 20th person in a queue. Now when Raman counted backwards, he found that his friend Suresh was the 10th person and there are 8 people. His friend Suresh is standing here. So by taking this case, how many people are there? 20 plus 8 plus 10. But that is not the only answer. We can take this arrangement as well. Now between Raman and Suresh, there are 8 people. It means Suresh can be at 11th place as well. because order is not given, Suresh can be before Raman, Suresh can be after Raman. Now if I consider this thing, the second thing we will take that Suresh was the 10th person from the back. Then there can be 20 people. That's why we are getting two answers. That's why both the statements together, they are not sufficient. Is it okay? Ashwini, Jugal, yes. It's a very frequent question. Shalini, once again, I think you are okay with the first case. You are not okay with the second case. See, since order is not given, plainly this is written that between Raman and Suresh there are 8 people. So Suresh can be before Raman. Let me write. This can be the case actually. 1, 2, 3. At 20th place, Raman is present here. Now this is 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we are taking Suresh here. Now the other condition was Suresh. If we count backwards, Suresh is at 10th place. Excuse me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now Suresh is at 10th place from the backward. There are 8 people between Suresh and Raman. That can be the case. Just a second guys. You just go through the next question. Let me have some water. चाबी मैंने थोड़ी लगाया, सुनील ने लगाया. Now 17th was a difficult question. It says two ladders of equal length are hinged at one end and stand as an inverted V with their bottoms 4 meters apart. When a person climbs the meter up one of the ladders, let's say this is 3 meters. The rung he stands on is as far from the top of the ladder let it be x, the remaining thing, as it is from the bottom of the opposite letter. So these are the condition given. Top of the ladder, okay, approximately how long are the ladders? We want to calculate the length of the ladder. Now we can do, again, this is a question of similarity only. If I drop a perpendicular from here, let me name the triangles. Let they be A, B, C and D. Now we can calculate AC. Now AC square will be, if I take the smaller triangle, it will be 3 square minus, let this length be y, then the remaining length be 4 minus y. Now if I take the bigger triangle, it will be x square minus 4 minus y square. Since they both are equal, so it becomes 9 minus y square is equal to it will give you either value of y or value of x square. Now, if I drop a perpendicular from this, we can talk about similarity of triangle BEF, that is similar to ACB. Now apply similarity here. It will be 3 upon y is equal to 3 plus x upon 4. Sorry, 2. Why? Because BED, that is an isosceles triangle, F will be the middle point of BD. By taking these two equations, you can get the value of x as well as y. Is it okay with you? Let us move to next question. Again, a question on calendar. We will apply the same logic that after every 7 days, days will repeat. Yeah, any problem in this? Please cooperate since I'm not well. Okay, Gagan. How many of the following statements have to be true? A. No year can have 5 Sundays in the month of May and 5 Thursdays in the month of June. Now, as we know, in the month of May, there are 31 days and in month of June, there are 30 days. So, if I take the very first statement, 1st May, I'm writing 1st May, 8th May, 15th May, 22nd May and 29th May. They will have the same day. Similarly, 2nd, these are 3 sets, they will have the same day. Now, no year can have 5 Sundays in the month of May and 5 Thursdays in the month of June. Okay, let us see. If I take 1st May as Sunday, of course May will have 5 Sundays. If 29th May is a Sunday, 30th May will be a Monday, 31st will be a Tuesday, and 1st June will be a Wednesday, 2nd June will be a Thursday. If 2nd June is a Thursday that we need in month of June, let me start. 2nd June is a Thursday, then 9th June will have the same day, I'm adding 7 to that. 16th June will be a Thursday, 23rd June will be a Thursday, and 30th June, that will also be a Thursday. So this statement can be true. This statement is false, which says reverse of that no year can have 5 Sundays in the month of May and 5 Thursdays in the month of June. It is possible that month of May is having 5 Sundays and month of June is having 5 Thursdays. Is it okay, Gagan? Please confirm, Gagan. Okay, we can apply the same logic in B and C. Should I move further? Okay, let us move. Nice question on gent function having greatest integer less than or equal to x. Yeah, any problem with this? Okay, Shalini, see. You understand the meaning of gent function? See, I'm writing value and range. If the value is 0, then n can take any value from, since we are talking about positive integer, we can start from 1 to 10, I can take any value. If I want 1, n can take any value from 11 to 21. Because at 22 it will become 2. For 2 it will be and so on. I'm considering the other part, which was n by 13. Again, I'm writing value and range. Value will be 0 if n is ranging from 1 to 12. I'm just applying the definition. And so on. Now, we want they both are equal. If they both are equal, we will take the intersection. I mean, now the very first thing I can take n is ranging from 1 to 10 and the other says n is ranging from 1 to 12. I'm taking the intersection part, which will give you 1 to 10. I can take any value from 1 to 10. Both expression will give you 0 and they both are equal. Then we can take 13 to 21. Exactly, Ashwini. Value is the total value of n by 11. The value of this expression, n by 11, it's gent. Now you got that, Amrita? The other range is 26 to 32. Similarly, we can get other ranges. Then we can add up the number of numbers lying in this range. Yeah, now any problem? Shalini, you must know the definition of gent function to solve this. Okay, let us move. Nice question. 24th, lengthy question, but was very, very easy. Just a case of Pythagorean triplets. It says a circular fountain is built at the center of a square park of area 2500 square feet. A paved path of constant width is built all around the fountain. A man starts walking in a straight line from a point on the outer edge of the path, touches the fountain at one point and continues to a point on the outer edge of the path on the opposite side. What is the area of the path? First of all, you are taking that circular path and fountain inside a square of area 2500 square feet. It means square's length is 50. It means the maximum length of diameter can be 50. We cannot go beyond 50. So the radius of the circular path, that can be 25 only. Now let us start. This is the thing given. This is the fountain and that is a paved path. First, the man walked 48 feet. It will give you nothing. Second, the radii of the circular fountain and the paths are integer. It will give you nothing because there can be many Pythagorean triplets. They can be 3, 4, 5. They can be anything else. 6, 8, 10. You can take anything here. But if we combine those two statements, a man is starting from here, just touching the fountain and moving to opposite point. Now this length is given as 48. Now as we know, whenever we touch, we take the touching point and the center, it will be a right angle. Now if we take chord property, whenever a perpendicular is drawn to a chord, it will bisect the chord. So this length will become 24. Since man has walked 48 feet, we are taking half of that. Now, since all the radii are given in integers, the only Pythagorean triplet that is possible in this range, that is 7, 24, 25. Why so? Because if you take 25 here, radius will be 25 of the outer circle, so the diameter will be 50. That is the only possibilities, because if you take any other case, you will get a radii of more than 25, which will not fit into this square. That's why by using both these statements together, we can answer this question. Is it okay, Jugar? In Kannada? You must know all the Pythagorean triplets. 12. How many pairs of integers xy satisfy the equation? So of course, we will take all the positive and negative values. So now, whatever be the value of x, can I say this should be always greater than minus 3? Because mod x can take the least value as 0. This expression, the second one, should be more than equal to 4. Are you getting me, Varsha? Since x and y are integers, both the expressions should be integer. So if I take breakup of 12, if I take that, it can be 1 into 12. It can be 3 into 4. It can be 2 into 6. That's it. See, the second expression should be a positive thing. Obviously, the first expression will automatically become positive, because then only you can get 12 as the product. Either both should be negative or both should be positive. So these many cases are in here. We cannot take any other case. Suppose I am taking the first case. It says mod x minus 3 is equal to 1. So mod x is equal to 4. So x can take any value plus minus 4. If I take the second expression, mod y plus 4 is equal to 12. So it will give you mod y as 8. Y is equal to plus minus 8. So if I talk about x and y together as a pair, they can be 4, 8. They can be minus 4, minus 8. They can be 4, minus 8. They can be minus 4, 8. Because after taking mod, it will be a positive thing only. So from every case, for example, if I take this case, I'll get 4 cases. From the last case, I'll get 4 cases. But from this case, I'll get only 2 cases. Why so? Now, see, if I take mod x minus 3 is equal to 3, I'll get x as plus minus 6. But there is a problem with y's value. We'll get y as 0 only. That's why we are left with 2 cases, and they are 6, 0 and minus 6, 0. These are the only possibilities, because plus minus 0 is nothing. Only we can talk about 0. 0 is neither a positive number nor a negative number. That's why we are left with 2 cases here. These many cases are possible here. Is it okay? So let us move. 28th and 30th. 30th, Jugal, I don't have any better explanation to solve this question, and I think you have explanation with you. Any problem in 28th? Please read the statement, read the explanation. I don't have any value addition to this question actually. I'll repeat the explanation only. 28. A is x% more than B. B is x minus 10% less than C. Okay. First of all, this B is x minus 10% less than C. Let C be C. Now, if I take x minus 10% of C, it will be this way. A is what? X% more than B. Now, if I substitute the value of B, it will give you 1 plus x upon 100. 1 minus x minus 10 upon 100 into C. Now, what was the condition given? It is given that A is more than C. So, by taking values, we will get 1 plus x by 100. 1 minus x minus 10 by 100 is greater than C. C got cancelled. That's why we are left with this. Now, we can solve this inequality, and this is 100 plus x 100 minus x plus 10 is greater than 10,000. Now you can solve this, you'll get the answer. Is it okay with you, Gagan? But what if we take this graph? Y is equal to mod x minus 2. There can be three things. This is known as shifting of graph. First basic graph I am taking. Now the second graph, y is equal to mod x minus 2. By taking values, we can judge that. If I put x as 0, y will be 2. It means graph will move upwards or downwards if you have any change inside the mod. But what if you take this? Y is equal to mod x minus 2. If we put x as 0, y will be minus 2. If we put x as 0, it means our graph will be here or here. So either our graph will move upwards or downwards or left to right. That is known as shifting of graph. Now, if I take the smaller version of the question, let us take this: mod x plus mod y less than equal to 4. The graph I get is this. Now, if I shift the origin to 2, 2, I mean this way, graph will move, and then by inserting modulus sign here, my graph will become this. We are applying shifting here. Now you can consider any one part. Suppose I am taking this part. You can calculate the coordinates of these points. You can calculate the whole triangle area. Then you will subtract these two triangle areas. From this, the thing you will get, you will multiply it by 4. That is the answer in this case. Yeah, any problem in this now? We call it translation of x's or translation of shifting of origin. Actually, we are applying that. Avoidable question actually this was. Now, any problem in 39th? Was a difficult question. You must know the meaning of gent function. Should I explain this question? Okay, Rashmita, see. What is the thing given here? We are talking about fourth root of anything. Obviously, you know that this is 1. Fourth root of 2. I don't know the value, but definitely I can say that this is 1 point something. If I calculate fourth root of 3, it will be 1 point something only. So, as I know, 1 raised to power 4 is 1 and 2 raised to power 4 is 16. So, if I go up to 15, I'll get 1 point something only. If I calculate fourth root of 16, now I'll get a 2. So, I can set a range here that from 1 to 15, the answer will be 1. From 16 to 80, because 3 raised to power 4 is 81, that's why I'm going up to 80. Answer will be 2 always. From 81 to, now what is 4 raised to power 4? That is 256. So if I go up to 255, I'll get a 3 and so on. Now, what is the thing? Yeah, question was, which of the following is possible value of k? By chance, first option, that was the answer. I'm taking first option to check the answer. See, 1 to 15, we are getting 15 terms, and we are getting 1 correspond to every term. That's why they will add up to 15. Now, 16 to 80, there are 65 terms, and every term is giving you 2. That's why we are getting 38. So, first two things will add up to 145. Now, if I take 81 to 255, that will be a huge number. If I multiply it by 3 and if I add up this number to 145, I'll get a number which is more than 487. So I'll stop here only. I'll subtract 145 from this 342. As I know, this 342 should come from the third category. And in third category, every term is giving you 3. That's why, as I know, 342 by 3, this is exactly divisible. 114 I am getting. So after 80, we will go up to more 114 terms. It will give you 194. So starting from 1 to 194, I will get 487, and that is the answer in this case. Is it okay, Amrita? Is it okay, all of you? Rashmita? Yes, yes. Good. 48th, easy one. I think we have done a similar question in the previous book mock cats. Yeah, any problem in this? 48th. Okay, Jugal and Amrita. A square plot of side 300 meter. First of all, a square plot is given. A square plot of side 300 meters is divided into a pentagon and two congruent trapezium. Congruent trapezium means exactly replica of each other. By joining the center of the square plot with the midpoint of one side, so I'm taking the center of the square. That is the thing given. Now there are two trapezium and one pentagon. Now what is asked? If the areas of each of the regions so formed are equal, what is the length of the longer of the parallel sides of the trapezium? Okay, we want to know the length of this. Yeah, any problem in first of all in figure? Are you okay with this? Jugal and Gagan? Now let us start. Since middle point is joined with the middle point of the other side, so this length becomes 150 because the total length given was 300. Now let it be x. This length. Now this length is also 150 again because the middle point was joined. Now if I calculate the area of trapezium star, it will be half sum of parallel sides into distance between them. This is equal to. Now read the second and last line. If the areas of each of the regions so formed are equal, what was square area? It was 300 into 300 side square. It should be 1/3 of that. Why so? Because we are getting 3 regions and area of every region is similar to other. Now you can solve it. You will get the value of x. Very easy question actually it was. Yeah, any problem now? Gagan and Jugal, you got that? I think the problem with this question was figure. Okay, let us move. 74 to 76. It was a difficult set in AR. Yeah, any problem in this? There was one question that was very direct. 76th. It was a very direct question. If only bowler B1, B2, B3 ball to team T3 and team T3 score in particular over is same as the overall average score of the particular bowler per over, then the score of team T3 could be. See, if I go to the data, yeah, any first of all, you tell me any problem in 74, 75 or 76. Please write question number 74. Yes, that was a difficult question. Let us see that because 75th and 76th, they were very easy. I need these two tables. 74th question is, if team number 6 don't make any score by running between the wickets, team number 6 running between the wickets, there is no score, and every batsman either hit a boundary on a particular delivery or is out on each delivery. The total number of 8s and 6s hit by the team number 6. Actually, we want to calculate this. As we know, number of out is 1, and for every 1 out, the score will be decreased by 10. It means the score by 8s and 6s, that was 164, I'm adding 10 to this. So, let the number of 8s be x, number of 6s be y. So, x plus y we want to calculate, and 8x plus 6y, that is given as 164. That is the thing given. Now, we want to calculate a solution for that. The only possible solution to this is 13 and 10. You will not get any other solution after this. 13 and 10 we are getting, and we want to calculate the number of boundaries. Is it okay with you? You can see the options as well, since we are getting 21, 23, 24, 22 consecutive numbers. That is the only possible solution. Yeah, any problem in this question? If you will take any other solution, answer will be less than 20. Yeah, any other problem in that? Now, see, if we talk about question number 76, the data for it was a very direct question. Team number 3. Obviously 6 8s, it means 48 square. 7 6s are 42 square. Already we are getting a 90. 1 is out. It means minimum score we are getting is 80. Now in question number 76, the score of team 3 was asked. It should be more than 80, and there was only one option, 83. That was the answer. It was a very plain question. Yeah, still any problem? Okay, let us move now. Now come to 31st question. Any problem in this? Total probability law we will apply. Yeah, any problem in this? Yes, Amrita. Okay. See, I think you have read this question. There can be 3 categories. Either you know the answer, or you are guessing the answer, or you are copying it. First of all, the probability that he makes a guess is 1 by 3. The probability that he copies the answer is 1 by 6. So, probability of knowing the answer will be the remaining thing. I mean 1 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6, which comes out to be half. These probabilities are given. Now, further probabilities with conditions. The probability that his answer is correct. Suppose we introduce one event where he is getting the correct answer. Now, probability of getting a correct answer, given one condition, it can be knowing the answer, it can be guessing the answer, it can be copying the answer. Now, first, the probability that is a condition. The probability that his answer is correct, given that he has copied it, it is 1 by 8. Of course, if he knows the answer, definitely his answer will be correct. So what is the probability of getting a correct answer when he is knowing the answer? It will be 1. Now, if he is guessing the answer and he is getting the correct answer, what is the probability? 1 by 4. Why so? Because he is attempting multiple choice question with 4 answers. That's why the only way to get a correct answer will be marking the correct option. Probability definition is number of favorable cases divided by number of total cases. That's why 1 by 4. Now you can apply the total probability law. Find the probability that he knew the answer to the question given, that he correctly answered it. It will be in the denominator. We always take number of total cases. Now it can be half into 1, 1 by 3 into 1 by 4, plus 1 by 6 into 1 by 8. Now we want to find the probability that he knew the answer. It will be half into 1. So this is the answer in this case. It is known as total probability law. Yeah, any problem in this? Yeah, all of you? Okay, let us move. 32nd, again a puzzle kind of question. Any problem in this? 55C. Yes, Ashwini. From time to time, a person enters the lounge and sits in one of the unoccupied chair, and if either of the neighboring chair is occupied at this moment, one of the neighbors get up immediately and leaves. What is the maximum number of chairs that can be occupied at any given time? First of all, let us assume that a guest is coming and he is occupying the first chair. Now the second guest is coming. First chair is already occupied. He is sitting at the third chair. That is the first guest. That is the second guest. Now let us assume that the third guest is coming and he is sitting at S2 chair. Now if he is sitting at S2 chair, one of the adjacent neighbor will go out. So suppose S3, the guest sitting on S3, he is moving out. That's why after third guest coming, we are getting first two chairs occupied. Similarly, consider now two chairs are occupied, fourth guest is coming and he is getting at fourth chair. Now suppose fifth guest is coming and he is sitting in between them, between seat 2 and seat 4. Then suppose S4 is coming out. Similarly, if we extend this logic, first 54 chairs will be occupied, and that is the. Is it okay with you? Please write your doubt if you find any problem in this. Amrita, after every step, we are getting the last chair unoccupied. So, if we have 55 chairs, only 55th chair will be unoccupied, and before that, all chairs will be occupied. Okay, Ashwini, once again, I'm explaining this. Amrita, see, that is not mentioned in this question. Question meaning is, whenever a guest is coming and if he is sitting on a chair and if two adjacent neighbors he is finding, one of the neighbor will move. That is the only condition we will follow. See, suppose there are these many seats. Let me explain. For 6 seats. Suppose instead of 55 seats, let me there are 6 seats. Now guest 1 is coming. He is sitting at S1. Now guest 2 is coming. Already S1 is occupied. He is leaving this chair. He is sitting at S3. Now guest 3 is coming and he is sitting in between them. So G2 will move out because G3 is sitting between G1 and G2. According to question condition, G2 will move out. So after G3 is coming, first two seats are occupied. Now suppose G4 is coming. Already first two seats are occupied. He is leaving S3. He is sitting at S4. Now suppose G5 is coming. G5 is sitting in between them. Then G4 will move out. Actually, we are trying to occupy all the consecutive chairs because in that case only you will get maximum number of chairs occupied. So now suppose G6 is coming. He'll leave this seat. He'll sit here. Now suppose G7 is coming. G7 will sit in between them, then G6 will move out. Now the first 4 chairs are occupied. if we go by this case, only the last seat of the row will be unoccupied. That's why what is the answer? It will be 54. Because in total we have 55 seats. Is it okay, Ashwini, now? So, that's it for today. Got to go. Thank you so much. Have a good day.